Wow, it sounds like StreamYard has changed their countdown music there. I was a little surprised when I clicked the 30-second countdown and heard this strange music. But yeah, I guess StreamYard has changed it up on us. Hope you are all doing well tonight out there. It is Saturday night, February the 22nd, 2025, and we're going to talk about some top Criterion Collection 4K Ultra HDs to own in your collection. So I'm really looking forward to showing my top 10 list of recommended titles for Criterion 4K Ultra HDs. Now, this is a list that is as of February 2025, because as we all know, the Criterion Collection is continuing to put out a flurry of 4K Ultra HD releases, and we are all loving it. I am excited about what they're putting out this year so far. So this list is as of a year to date, as they are continuing to put out 4K titles. I really do appreciate everybody joining tonight. Look forward to hearing in the comment section what titles you would recommend for a top 10 recommended list of Criterion titles. And I hope that tonight's stream and list that I'm going to share with you will help you wherever you are in your collecting journey, whether you are just getting started collecting physical media or criterions, and you're trying to figure out, where do I start? Where do I begin? What are some good recommended foundational titles for myself, if I'm just starting out? What are some good titles that I should add to my collection? I want to get titles on 4K Ultra HD. I want to collect films in their highest level of fidelity possible. What are some good recommendations? We're going to cover that tonight. And then for those of you who have been collecting Criterion titles for a number of years, there may be a number of these titles on my list that you may not have yet. So it'll be a good opportunity to learn about that. And it'll be a good chance to hear what you all think about these titles. And oh, by the way, we're also going to be giving away a couple of Criterion titles here tonight. I have Blue Velvet here on Blu-ray. I've got Eight and a Half, the Federico Fellini title starring Marcello Mastroianni on Blu-ray, and we've got Them Vendors, Paris, Texas on Blu-ray. So we'll be giving away two of these tonight to a couple of fortunate trivia aficionados. We got a couple of trivia questions to share as we go along here. So let's go ahead and get started on the other side of this. We'll start talking about some top Criterion 4Ks to own in your collection. Let's do this. It's late February. I cannot believe how fast this year is going by. Actually, I can believe it based upon the older I get, the faster time seems to fly. So I'm not surprised at all. And I hope that you are all having a great Saturday night and a great weekend so far. It's been pretty busy today, but I've gotten a lot done today. I'm really excited about, the stuff I was able to accomplish today as far as work and getting ready for this stream here tonight, and just everything has been flowing pretty nicely. Even a couple of surprises have come my way, but doing pretty good. Let me get some comments here and then we'll go through some content and begin our program. I don't plan to be on here long, super long tonight. I know I'm getting started late. As of this is like past 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're getting ready to go to daylight time in a few weeks. So, but we're still on standard time here in the United States of America. And yeah, so let's see who's out there. Internet user, hello to everyone. Hello to you, internet user. Hope you are doing well. Urban Excursion, hello, welcome. Adrian James saying hello there, James. Well, hello to you as well from across the pond there, Adrian. It's probably what, 3:30 in the morning for you. So thank you as always for joining. Madhouse says, what's everybody watching tonight? That's a great question. Um, that is a great question. I may try to pop in Alice, sweet Alice, in the player after this stream tonight, but we shall see. Good evening, James. Nice to see you, sir. Nice to hear you as well. The movie addict. Glad that you're joining us. Christian Bravo says, James, I just watched the Parallax View on your recommendation. Thank you for sharing that one with me. Well, you are very welcome, Christian. I'm glad that you enjoyed that. I reviewed that on this channel a number of years ago, and that is a really nice film starring Warren Beatty. That's on Blu-ray. Who knows if that'll get a 4K release? It's part of I think it's part of Alan J. Pakula's um, I think it's part of Alan J. Pakula's trilogy, I think, if I'm thinking correctly. Hello, G101. How are you doing? William Rivera says, hi, James. What's up? What's up to you, William? Just rocking and living the dream on Saturday night. Thomas says, good evening, James. Good evening, Thomas. Hope you're doing well. And Lane Mack says, hello. Hello, Lane Mack. Hope everyone's doing well. Ray Flood says, my top Criterion movies I'm eyeing during the next sale is Blowout and McCabe and Mrs. Miller. Two excellent titles indeed. Yeah, and very good call out. The next sale. So everybody is wondering, when is the Criterion flash sale? When is that 24-hour flash sale going to happen? And the short answer is, at least from my standpoint, I don't know. If history holds the form, it could happen later this month. Could happen as early as this Tuesday, as far as we know. I think we'll know whether that's the case or not by tomorrow if we get those emails um, for from the Criterion channel for the coupon. So if that happens, then it could happen as early as this Tuesday, but it could be sometime in March. So we shall see if it happens. If it actually happens. There's no guarantee it will happen. There's nothing that's been confirmed as of yet. But if history holds to form, they typically have a 24-hour flash sale in February or March. So if that history holds up, we might see one very soon. So stay tuned to this channel for more updates. Laren says, James, Laren, how are you? Nanga Iboko, good evening. I did watch Uncle Buck today. Nice. Some John Candy action there. Eric Larson, I just watched Yuzo Itami's film, The Funeral. Oh, that's a good one. That is a good one, as well as Tampopo. They're both in the Criterion Collection, both excellent additions. William Rivera says, my top five for the sale are Drugstore Cowboy, Jojo Dancer, King Lear, Amarcord, and Greg Araki's Teen Apocalypse trilogy. Nice. Those are good ones there. Well, I'm sorry. I have seen Jojo Dancer and I've seen Amarcord. I have not seen the Teen Apocalypse trilogy. I've heard good things about it. King Lear is one from Jean-Luc Godard that I have not seen yet. I've heard different things about it, so I may check that out at some point. But I'm definitely looking forward to checking out Gus Van Sant's Drugstore Cowboy in the flash sale. So that's definitely on my list. Ray Flood says, haven't watched the movie yet today, but I watched the Kino Lorber 4K of The Longest Yard. Fun 70s flick with a great transfer. Yeah, I think that has um um oh goodness, I what is his name? Someone drop in the comment who stars in um in that in The Longest Yard. Glad to see you live. Glad to see you as well, Laren. Hope you're doing well. So with that, thank you, Burt Reynolds. It's on the tip of my tongue. I couldn't remember. Burt Reynolds. Yes, thank you all. And he's also in the remake. Good. Thank you for that reminder. So let's share a little bit of material here, and we'll get into these top Criterion 4K titles for your collection. Again, this is as of February 2025, because the Criterion Collection continues to put out titles continually. And so, this top 10 list could change. So this top 10 list could change, but this is top Criterion 4K titles for your collection here. Now, just a little bit of news to start. The Criterion Collection, and this is old news, but the Criterion Collection began releasing editions on the 4K UHD format in 2021. So it's been, as of this coming fall of this year, will make 4 years since Criterion has been releasing titles on 4K Ultra HD. It started in November 2021 with Citizen Kane, Uncut Gems, and I think one other title. And then shortly thereafter, they put out even more titles. And it was a pretty slow trickle early on, but over the last year or so, and especially coming into this year, pretty much every month has had a slew of new 4K titles in the collection. But yes, Citizen Kane led Criterion's first 4K slate. And we'll talk more about that in just a few minutes. The Criterion Closet is coming to SXSW. So South by Southwest, the Criterion Closet. Of course, you know the Criterion Closet has been to a number of different locations, and it is very soon coming to South by Southwest in Austin, Texas, which is coming up March the 7th through the 15th. And that is very exciting news. Criterion put a tweet out today with the special announcement. That is very big news and just more exposure for this wonderful boutique label as they're getting ready to send their closet to Austin, Texas, as part of this convention that takes place in Austin, Texas in just a few weeks. So for those of you who may not be familiar with it, let's show a little bit of material about that may whet your appetite.
Here in the Criterion Closet, which is a dream come true.
What a thrill. I've watched a lot of episodes of this.
I basically feel like I'm at church.
This was something I wanted to do for a long time.
This is like a confessional booth.
I'm surrounded by some of the greatest movies ever made.
I made a list, like a big long list.
Just get a load of me in Blowout.
This movie slaps. Jackie Chan box set, you know what I'm saying?
I love movies. I love watching movies.
I could live in here. I don't want to leave.
Now it's your turn.
You guys should check out the closet for yourself at South by Southwest this spring.
Thank you, Criterion Closet. Mwah.
What up, South by Southwest?
I'm South by Southwest.
South by Southwest. South by.
South by. This is literally the best time and the best place.
The best place to premiere.
Place where people come.
Very special place in my heart.
A place to learn from others to be your best creative self.
It's a creative, fun place, but a place that also takes creativity very seriously. And that balance is what makes South by Southwest so wonderful.
When someone creates something, it's magic.
It's a magical feeling, so warm and welcoming.
It supports and welcomes creativity. It's one of the most important festivals in America.
I will never forget this screening. Thank you so much.
South by Southwest is an extraordinary festival, shining the spotlight on so many wonderful things.
So much different types of programming. Artists creating.
Art, oftentimes, is the thing that can pierce through and affect people when their guard is down. Join the fight. We need creatives here.
All right, so that's a little bit of information to whet your appetite. If you happen to be in the Austin, Texas area or plan to be during that time, you might have an opportunity to pop in and check out more of what is going on at that festival. I've never been to one before. If you happen to have been to one of those, drop a comment in the comment section and let us know what you think about it, what you thought about the experience, what it was like. Share in the comment section. And of course, you know, there's always something good on the Criterion channel. I subscribe to it. I don't take advantage of it as much as I should. I need to watch more on there. But of course, we are in February. Celebrate Black History is featured on the channel amongst a ton of other content. So that is something to, of course, keep in mind. So before we get into my top 10, I do want to cover some honorable mentions. We always got to have some honorable mentions. And I've got 5 honorable mentions that I am going to share right here. These are 5 titles that I am definitely very excited about, that I have enjoyed, and I want to share them now. You can't go wrong adding titles like After Hours to your shelf. I mean, this is just a fantastic, title here that I had a chance to enjoy. It is, of course, Martin Scorsese. It's a very surreal, anxiety, filled tale or odyssey of Griffin Dunn's character going through late night New York City. He encounters a woman in a cafe, and that leads to a night of chaos, the worst night of his life. So really enjoyed not only watching this film, but also learning about Martin Scorsese's, where he was from a career standpoint when he made this film. Really, really good special features. There's a great interview on here between, or discussion between Martin Scorsese and Fran Lebowitz. That is pretty much worth the price of picking this up alone. Just that interview with, or that discussion between Martin Scorsese and Fran Lebowitz, two people just talking about their experiences in New York City and his time at this time of his career making this film. He was broke, he was living in an apartment, and just a very interesting time in his life. So really, really enjoyed that. That is definitely a great title to consider. Honorable mention, Spine 1185. And then, of course, you can't go wrong with David Lynch's Lost Highway. Of course, Mr. Lynch passed on last month, the month of January, and this is one of his best films here. This is Bill Pullman and Patricia Arquette in a fantastic, fantastic film here that I really, really enjoyed. It's about a musician who goes on a very trippy and hypnotic noir horror tale. The great soundtrack. It's one of Lynch's films, which his films can be very surreal, but this one you can actually grasp easier than a lot of others. So that's a really good one there. Another title that I can add to the list here is a Coen Brothers film. Another honorable mention. By the way, Lost Highway is Spine 1152. Blood Simple is Spine 834. This is the Coen Brothers debut. It is from 1984, and it is really, really good. Good Texas adventure. It's sort of the opening of this film is interesting. If you watch the opening of Blood Simple and then watch the opening of No Country for Old Men, you get the same vibe, but just great adventure, well, not adventure, great noir story in Texas. Blood Simple. So you can't go wrong with that one. You also can't go wrong with this Powell and Pressburger film. This is an all-time classic from 1948, The Red Shoes, Spine number 44 in the collection. This is on 4K Ultra HD. This was a long-time Blu-ray edition. This is a Technicolor masterpiece from Powell and Pressburger that you just simply cannot go wrong picking this up. Maura Shearer is brilliant in that film. And then last but not least, on honorable mentions, Devil in a Blue Dress. This amazing, amazing film from Carl Franklin, starring Denzel Washington as Easy Rollins. Just fantastic. Fantastic film from this is Spine 1135. This is from 1995, and it is in the Criterion Collection. All of these are excellent titles that you simply cannot go wrong adding to your collection, and that's why they are added as honorable mentions on my list. Now, I'm going to remove this here, and I am going to get your thoughts on my honorable mentions, and then we'll go ahead and get into the top 10. So let's see what y'all think so far. Let's see here. Yes, Burt Reynolds, yes. Need a James vid in the Criterion Closet. Make it happen, Criterion. That would be awesome. I would love that. That would be awesome. It would be a great experience to just be in that closet. Nanga says, don't forget to hit the like button. Thank you, Nanga. I appreciate it. After Hours rules. I agree. I totally agree. So good. So good. I rewatched After Hours last night. Actually, great stuff. Yo, 100%. 100%. I also like Griffin Dunn in Chilly Scenes of Winter as well. Let's see here. Griffin Dunn is awesome. Director of Practical Magic. Yep. Love After Hours. Such a good cast too, especially Cheech and Chong. Yes. Watch Lost Highway for Bill Pullman going nuts on the saxophone. Yes. Yes. Blood Simple is one of the great films of all time. It's one of my top favorite Coen Brothers films. I mean, for me, my favorite is No Country for Old Men, Fargo, second place, solid second, and then Blood Simple, and then probably The Big Lebowski. Let's see here. Simply, Whoops. Yeah, we got you, Larry. We got you. I want to see Elephant Man get the 4K treatment. I would imagine it probably will. Now, I think BFI put out, or Studio Canal, someone put out the 4K for the Elephant Man overseas in the UK, and I would imagine that we might see that from Criterion. It was based off of a 4K restoration on the Blu-ray. That film would look amazing on 4K. That beautiful black and white photography. It would just look amazing on 4K. Le Cercle Rouge is a great addition to the Criterion 4K series. It is, and I think the picture looks great. I really enjoyed, seeing that title when I picked it up on 4K. It's a really good title. I have a review of Le Cercle Rouge on the channel, the Red Circle. Definitely check that out on this channel. Absolutely love the Red Shoes. Yes, the Red Shoes is incredible. Incredible. It's just one of the all-time great films. It's one of Scorsese's favorite films. I think Scorsese might be featured on here. I think he does an interview on here. But yeah, he loves that film. I think he might have been involved in the restoration of it. As he is involved, his film foundation is involved in a lot of amazing restorations. And as much as many of us appreciate Martin Scorsese's films that he's directed, I think probably maybe even his greatest contribution to the world of cinema might be the restoration work he's done through Film Foundation. So great work there. Eric Larson, the Red Shoes is simply stunning. It has such vivid and saturated colors, particularly reds. Yeah, and to me, it's really fascinating learning more about that whole Technicolor process with the 3 strips and just how all that works. I would do a horrible job explaining it, but it's a very interesting process. How they have like the red register, the blue, and the green, and they put it together. Anyway, I'll have to read up on it and give a more coherent explanation of it. The Elephant Man is unavailable on the Criterion Store website. Interesting. That is very interesting. That is an indication potentially that we could, who knows? We shall see. But that's one that I would not be surprised if we got a 4K upgrade of that sometime this year. I wouldn't be surprised at all. I really appreciate Scorsese's work in film preservation. Absolutely. I think many of us do. And probably there's a 4K coming soon for the Elephant Man. William, yeah, I would not be surprised. Adrian says, hey there, Laren. Yes, 100%. All right, y'all. Are y'all ready to start talking about top 10s? Are we ready to get into it? As of February 2025, I keep qualifying it. As of February 2025. All right, let's get into it. Let me move these over here. Move some things around here real quickly, and we will get into it. Got some folks here on the line. Thank you all for joining tonight. I know it's fairly late on a Friday, not a Saturday night. But let's go ahead and dive right in. Blowout. I've got this backwards here. Blowout. This is not in any particular order, so it's not necessarily a top 10 to 1, but these are just 10 that I highly recommend. Blowout. I still have the Blu-ray for Blowout. This is the 4K edition here, and I will never give away that Blu-ray simply because that might be the very first Criterion I ever picked up, and I got it from Costco probably in 2013, 2014, when Costco still, or at that time, they carried a limited number of Criterion titles, and they sold them for like $19.99 a piece. So I got one of my very first Criterion Blu-rays from Costco, and now this is the 4K. When they put out the 4K for this, I got it day one. I had to have it. This is a fantastic film starring John Travolta, Nancy Allen, and John Lithgow. Is just one of really, to me, it's one of Brian De Palma's best films. It is a stylish and paranoid thriller. It is Brian De Palma at his best. It blends political conspiracy with technical filmmaking brilliance. And this really is one of John Travolta's, I think, one of his best performances. This is a wonderful addition by Criterion. It's not loaded with a lot of special features, but it looks amazing on 4K. The story is very interesting. And I just love the performance of John Travolta, Nancy Allen. John Lithgow is a really good bad guy in this film. And you just gotta love you just gotta love Blowout. You just gotta love it. You have to love Blowout. One of the all-time great films from Brian De Palma. Yeah, so this is a title that you should have in your collection. It's one of my all-time favorite Criterions. It is fantastic. It is Spine 562 in the Criterion Collection, and it is Blowout by Brian De Palma from 1981. Let me know in the comments what you think about Blowout and where does that rank up among your favorite films from Brian De Palma. What are some of your favorites from that director? All right, the next title here, we got 1 down, 9 to go. And the second title we'll share here is, drum roll please, The Piano, 1993 film, directed by Jane Campion. This is a wonderful film here. This stars Holly Hunter and Anna Paquin, both of whom won Academy Awards based on their performances in Best Actress and Best Supporting Actress. Amazing film. This is from Jane Campion. This is it's a period piece, and it's just a absolutely wonderful, wonderful film. This is, a hauntingly beautiful film. It's about passion, repression, and survival. Holly Hunter is unforgettable in this film. Of course, her character is mostly silent, with Anna Paquin becoming one of the youngest Oscar winners ever. The 4K restoration really does a nice job of enhancing the film's very lush cinematography and nice, striking use of natural light. This is a beautiful film overall, and this is just a beautiful addition from Criterion. Comes in at spine number 11. Is that 1110? 1110 in the collection, and this is highly recommended. This is just a wonderful, wonderful title to have in the collection, and I highly recommend The Piano. Really good film, and it looks amazing on 4K. So all these titles that I'm recommending are great films. They look great on 4K, and they have some nice special features that gives you an appreciation, for these films. It's sort of like film school in a box. They're not all necessarily loaded special editions in terms of, stacked with features, but overall, it's a total package. They're just excellent additions, and they have my highest recommendation. My highest recommendation. So, and I believe as I look at these, I've reviewed all of them. I have reviewed all 10 of these titles that you are seeing here on my top 10 list here. So I have reviews for both of these, Blowout and Piano, on the channel, the Piano and The Piano, excuse me. So definitely check that out and check out the other reviews that I have for these other titles as well. And let's see here. Ooh, what do we have next? What do we have next? Could it be that we have La Haine, director Matthew Kassovitz? This is a wonderful film. This is a modern film shot in black and white. It is a raw and urgent portrayal of social unrest in the Parisian suburbs. La Haine is a gripping and visually stunning drama that remains just as relevant today. Shot in stark black and white, it follows three friends over 24 tense hours after a riot. So this film takes place in takes place in one of the Parisian suburbs, in like this apartment, one of the apartment complexes. And it's one of those films that takes place in the area of Paris, but it's not the romanticized, version or depiction of Paris that many of us are accustomed to seeing for films based in this area. It is a very raw and gritty urban tale of these three young men going through a 24-hour period in their life. And some crazy things happen. I won't spoil it, but it is absolutely worth the journey. This film is shot in black and white. It is from 1995. And this is a title that I saw in Barnes and Noble during a Criterion sales for years. Saw the Blu-ray edition, would pass by it, would pick it up, look at it, turn it around, and I would pass on it. And I'm glad I did because this came out last year on 4K. So I'm glad I waited until it was released on 4K. And I got to tell you, folks, this film shot in black and white looks extraordinary on 4K. It looks incredible. It's one of the best looking 4Ks you will see. It is absolutely amazing. So you will be very happy with the picture. It is Spine 381, 4K Ultra HD, and it just looks absolutely phenomenal. I'm just going to check here to see. Yeah, it's got Dolby Vision. So all Criterion 4Ks do not have Dolby Vision. Some do. I think most do. This one does, of course, and it looks fantastic. And the special features are really good. Jodie Foster had a hand in, I think, producing this film, and she was, part of, influencing this film to be able to be made, and is a big fan of this film. So she is featured here in an interview or discussion about it, and so she definitely has a high appreciation for Lahan, and it's highly recommended. It is in French. There's a little bit of English in there, but it's a French language film. So definitely check out Lahan. And that now brings us, what does that bring us to? Oh, it brings us to giveaway 1. All right. So I'm giving away 2 Criterion Blu-rays tonight. And so we're going to do this. The way that we're going to do this is we're going to have a trivia question. So we're going to ask a question. And the question that we're having is related to Blowout. Now, Blowout was this film here, starring John Travolta, Nancy Allen, and John Lithgow. Was influenced by this film here, Blow Up. This 1966 film by Michelangelo Antonioni. And so I'm going to put up the trivia question, and the first person who puts the answer in the chat will get their choice of one of these 3 Criterion Blu-rays. So you ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Blowout was heavily influenced by the 1966 film Blow Up, which follows a photographer who unknowingly captures evidence of a possible murder. Who played the lead role in Blow Up? Put the actor's first and last name in the chat. Let's see. Let me get my pencil here. Now write down the name. Give me who played the lead role in Blow Up. Ah, interesting. Okay. It looks like we have a winner. Okay, we have a winner. So let me show the answer. The answer is David Hemmings. David Hemmings, and it appears, and y'all keep me honest here, it looks like the person who said it first is 007. 007, David Hemmings. So it looks like you are the winner, 007, followed by G101. But it looks like 007 answered first, so congratulations. So hit me up on Instagram. I'm on Instagram on 20th and 21st. Send me an IG message and just let me know that you are 007 and that you won the first giveaway. Now, the other thing that I need you to do is let me know which one of these 3 you want. Do you want Blue Velvet? Do you want 8.5, or do you want Paris, Texas? Let us know that in the chat here, and that will remove that one from the consideration for the next giveaway. Which one do you want, 007? Blue Velvet, please. Okay. He says Blue Velvet, please. All right. So this one will be held for you, and that will go in the mail to you. So congratulations to 007 for winning that. Way to go. Way to go. Yeah, I hope that was a challenging trivia question there. But yeah, congratulations to 007. Hit me up on Instagram and I will drop this in the mail to you. This is a wonderful digipack edition here of Blue Velvet in the Criterion Collection. You get a nice uh, booklet in here as well as the disc. It is based off of a 4K digital restoration. So this is an excellent Blu-ray of an excellent David Lynch film. So congratulations for winning that. And I'll get that in the mail to you soon. So way to go there. Let's capture some comments here and then we'll get on with more of the list. But congrats to 007. Let's see here. Let's see here. G101 says, I think my first Criterion was Fantastic Planet. Cool. John Doe Juggalo says, good evening, everyone. Good evening to you, John Doe Juggalo. Good evening to you. Laren says, I got my copy of Blowout during the November 2013 B&N sale. It was like my third Criterion ever. Yeah, so we're sort of in the same neighborhood there. It's one of my early Criterions. People saying hello to one another. Culture says, what's up, James, and all in the chat. What's up to you, Culture? Hope you're doing well. Dale says, earlier today I received a blunt. Oh, okay. Oh, you almost caught me there. You almost caught me there. Let's see. Favorite De Palma would have to be Phantom of the Paradise, really underrated rock musical. Okay. Body Double is the ultimate De Palma film. I have not seen that one. I have not seen it. I need to check it out. Watched for the first time recently. Also a cool Frankie Goes to Hollywood cameo. I think, does Body Double have a 4K? I think it may have a 4K. Let's see. The Piano and Farewell My Concubine both won the Palme d'Or at the 1993 Cannes Film Festival. Was it a tie? Let's see. Eric says, I haven't seen Blowout, but The Piano is incredible. Yes. The Piano is incredible and Blowout is incredible too. I highly recommend it. If you have not seen Blowout, it's amazing. Absolutely incredible. Let's see. Hey there. People saying hello to one another. A lot of people saying David Hemmings. Of course, David Hemmings is really good actor. He's really good in this. Now, this is not 4K. This is a Blu-ray. But I highly recommend this. This is so good. This was based off of a new 4K digital transfer at the time. So who knows? Will this get upgraded to 4K? Will it get a 4K upgrade? Who knows? But to be honest, my perspective on, I know a lot of people are a little bit apprehensive about picking up some Criterions because you're concerned, oh, will it get a 4K? And to be honest with you, my general advice is if you really want to see the film, if it's one of your favorite films, if you really want to see it, I would just almost say, just go ahead and just get the Blu-ray because you just never know could it get a 4K upgrade? Sure, but it might not, right? And so, ultimately we're here for the films, format is secondary. So, if it's a film worth enjoying, it's a film worth enjoying. And I wouldn't necessarily wait too long for a 4K. Let's see here. Slow Hand says, I need 8.5. Oh, 007 says, thanks. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Let's see. Raising Arizona on 4K win. Who knows? Who knows? We shall see. Congrats, 00. People saying congratulations. I have Blowout on Criterion DVD. Yeah, DVDs are just fine with me. Yeah, DVDs are alive and well. There is nothing wrong with the DVD. 100%. There's a 4K steelbook of Body Double. Okay. See, runs around $30. Okay, thank you for that. Kenneth Marchand, Blow Up is such a weird movie. Yeah, it's really good. It's really good though. Urban says, in my opinion, there's not much difference between a Criterion Blu-ray or 4K. Both look great. Yeah, that's often the case. Sometimes if the Blu-ray was based off of a 4K restoration, many times you may not see a huge jump with the 4K. Where you will see more of a jump usually is going to be cases where the Criterion Blu-ray was based off of, say, a high definition transfer or something less than a 4K restoration. And in the case of the 4K, you're getting a new 4K restoration. Oftentimes that plus Dolby Vision, you're going to get you have a better chance of having a more appreciable jump. But a lot of this is somewhat subjective. All right, so let's get back to things here. We have shown, let's see, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I got 7 more to go. 7 more to go. So let's show this next one. The fourth title I'll show is a title that I was really excited when it was announced, and I had not seen this film in a long time. And when I revisited this film, I tell you what, I super enjoyed Risky Business. I mean, revisiting this film, man, on 4K Ultra HD, Spine 1227. This is the film from 1983 during Reagan's America, starring Tom Cruise, Rebecca De Mornay, and just an all-time classic film, Risky Business from director Paul Brickman. Just one of the all-time great films, man. I mean, when it comes to coming of age 1980s classics, is of course, it's remembered for this iconic dance sequence where scene where Tom Cruise slides into this into this scene here. It's really more than just a teen comedy. It's a sharp critique of capitalism and a darkly comedic coming of age story. Tom Cruise became a star really overnight with his performance as Joel. He was a high schooler whose life spirals out of control after a reckless decision. And so, just a fantastic film that I highly recommend. It's from director Paul Brickman, and you see the 2 discs here. Just fantastic. So good. I mean, I had not seen this film in a long time. So when I popped this in the player last year and saw this again, I was blown away because I was like, wow, this film is better than I remembered. It is a really good film. I mean, it is so good. And Tom Cruise is great in this. Rebecca De Mornay is great in this. And the cast is fantastic. The story is well written, well paced. It's got funny moments in it. It is intense. It's just a really cool time capsule of a film from the early 1980s. So love it. Love Risky Business. So good. So good. So wonderful. Love that film. The next title, another film from Mr. Lynch. Mulholland Drive from director David Lynch. The year 2001, 146 minutes. This is on 4K Ultra HD, and it is just a wonderful film. I mean, what can I say? It is a film that it has is very surreal. It involves 2 women, and one is a Hollywood is a woman that aspires to be a Hollywood actress. You have Naomi Watts in this. She really delivers a career-defining performance in a film that twists reality and illusion into something pretty unforgettable. You have Naomi Watts and Laura Herring in this film, and their characters intertwine with one another in ways that are mysterious and very interesting. And it's just a phenomenal film. This film sort of, I look at this film in a similar vein as Ingmar Bergman's Persona, in terms of the way these 2 characters intertwine with one another in mysterious ways that after you watch it, you're still trying to figure out what you just saw. You saw something magnificent, but you're just trying to figure it out. Now, everyone's not going to have that magnificent feeling. Some people are going to walk away feeling confused and wondering, what I just watched, I don't understand it. But if you can embrace the surrealness of a film like this, I think you really enjoy it. It's really good. It's the type of film that makes you want to go to YouTube and look up ending explained, or just explanation of the film to really better understand the themes and understand interpretations of what you just watched. But it's just a phenomenal film by one of the great masters of cinema in terms of blowing our minds and leaving us with our own interpretation of the film, David Lynch. So yeah, that is Mulholland Drive. Raging Bull, another Criterion 4K to add to your collection. Highly recommend this one. This is so good. This is one of Martin Scorsese's best films. This stars Robert De Niro as boxer Jake LaMotta. It deals with his life in the ring, outside the ring, a man dealing with his demons, and just, you know, fantastic film. It's shot in black and white. I believe his longtime editor, his being Martin Scorsese's longtime editor, Thelma Schoonmaker, I think she won the Oscar for editing for this film. And I'm not sure how many. I think she's won more than one Oscar. I think she definitely won the Oscar for editing for this film, Raging Bull, and it is just it's one of the all-time great films. This is one of the all-time great collaborations between Martin Scorsese and Robert De Niro. You also have Joe Pesci in this film, and they are great together in this film, just like they were in Goodfellas and in Casino. This is Raging Bull. This is on 4K Ultra HD. You get the 4K treatment. You also get the wonderful. Now let me confirm. Dolby Vision. Wait, is there Dolby Vision on here? Film. It's presented in HDR. HDR. So it doesn't say Dolby Vision. It says HDR. So I presume HDR10. It looks amazing. It looks fantastic. I did a review of Raging Bull 4K on this channel, so definitely check that out. It is phenomenal. It's a great story, and it is, I mean, what can I say? Robert De Niro is masterful in this film. It's one of Martin Scorsese's best films. It is Raging Bull. Not much else that needs to be said about that title. It is Spine 1134, and it is extraordinary. Highly recommend Raging Bull. Raging Bull. And that then brings us to a film. I love that opening song of this film here. Who is the man? Shaft. Oh my goodness. When this film was announced and when this film came out on 4K Ultra HD a few years ago, this film from Gordon Parks, great director. This is just an amazing film. It's, one of those blaxploitation films. Stars Richard Roundtree. It's a career-defining role for him. He's a streetwise New York City private eye who is, tough as nails, and he's recruited to rescue a kidnapped daughter of a Harlem mob boss. So really good film. What's cool about this edition is, of course, you get Shaft, the original film on 4K, but you also get Shaft's big score, the sequel, on a separate Blu-ray, which I think is a nice addition, great addition. The only thing that would have really put this edition over the top is I love the fact that they included Shaft's big score, but if they could have put Shaft in Africa in here as well, put the whole trilogy in here, that would have been fantastic. But you learn a lot about the film and the special features, but you also learn a lot about Isaac Hayes and his work on the soundtrack. This is one of those great historical films that you ought to have in your collection. You absolutely should have Shaft in your collection on 4K Ultra HD. A film like this makes me wish that other, films like that would get the Criterion treatment, like a couple of Pam Grier films, like Coffee. That would be incredible. I would love that, if that got a 4K edition. So, you never know. We shall see. But yeah, that is Shaft on 4K Ultra HD. Now, the next title that I will share as we are moving along here, as we're motoring along here, is, and actually before I get to this next title, let me catch up on a few of these comments to see what y'all are thinking. Let me see what y'all are thinking. Let's see. Ray says, I have Some Like It Hot Criterion Blu-ray. Don't think I'm going to upgrade to 4K since it already has a 4K transfer. Yeah, I also have Some Like It Hot on Criterion's Blu-ray, but I picked up this this Kino Lorber on 4K. So I was able to get this Kino Lorber 4K of Some Like It Hot very recently. I know that Some Like It Hot is getting the Criterion 4K pretty soon. but I already have the Kino Lorber 4K and the Criterion Blu-ray. Risky Business 4K is a solid recommend. Oh, yeah, 100%, 100%. So good, so good. It's a dark film when you watch with adult eyes. Yeah. I love the Risky Business Criterion. Rebecca De Mornay in 4K is worth it alone. Yeah, it's an amazing film. Such a great movie. Yeah, I agree. Totally agree. Christopher says, haven't seen Mulholland Drive in a while. One of those I always find a new thread to pull whenever I rewatch it. Yeah, it's a film that you can just immerse yourself in and try to continue to analyze and figure out. And just when you think you have it figured out, you realize, I could look at it differently. It might not be what I think it is, similar to Persona. It's a film that you are endlessly trying to unravel. Mulholland Drive is my favorite Lynch film. I think it might be for me as well. Uh, might be for me as well. I need this one. Call me anything but Mulholland Drive makes me laugh a lot. The scenes are weird. Yes, they are weird. De Niro's best performance for sure in Raging Bull. Yes. Excellent choices. These are must-haves. 100%. I'm glad you like them. Shaft is great. Shaft, folks, this edition, I tell you, I think it came out in 2022, I want to say, I think, or 2023. And I was so happy. And seeing this film on 4K is a treat. I love films that are in New York City in the 1970s, restored on 4K. It's just it's just beautiful to revisit that city, and seeing New York City on 4K in this film in Shaft, amazing. And just other titles like, for example, from Kino Lorber. Oh, I'm showing some Kino titles. Like, Serpico, or Marathon Man, these titles here, on 4K Ultra HD. And then there's another one here. Oh, as I'm showing the back of my head unnecessarily. Anyway, I'll show it another time. But it's the one 1, 2, 3, Pellman one, taking a Pellman 1, 2, 3, I think. That's really, really good that I highly recommend. Right on, Ray Flood. Two films, perfect. Yes. Seen Shaft when it was released in theaters, very good. I also recommend Arrow's Coffee. Yep. Superfly would be a good addition to Criterion. Great soundtrack by Curtis Mayfield. Yeah. Haven't seen Shaft in probably 2 decades. Really, really need to watch that again. Yeah, it's excellent. It is so good. We got Island 007-100 in the house. Hi, James. One trend I'm really liking from Criterion is double feature releases, such as the Val Luton set, and I'm glad to see we're getting more of those. Yeah, it definitely makes you feel like you're getting a little bit more for your money, getting two films on 4K Ultra HD for just a slight premium price over a single film 4K. So you feel like you're getting a deal there. Kino and Arrow make great transfers. Yeah, 100%. I mean, Kino does a good job. Their additions are not, like, from a packaging standpoint, anything special, but they release nice films on 4K with some decent features, so I enjoy those. Arrow Video takes the cake when it comes to packaging. They are just the kings of packaging. As far as Arrow Video, I just recently picked up this title here, Cruising. So looking forward to checking this out. Ken at Mid-Level Media did a review of this and said this was very, very good. So I'm looking forward to checking out Cruising, as well as some other of these arrows that I'm catching up on, including, like, for example, 10 Star Western. I love Westerns, so looking forward to watching that Western there. But yeah, we need a four. Oh, I agree with this. We need a 4K of Dog Day Afternoon to continue that 70s New York experience. I 100% agree. And I believe, I don't have any information on this, but I believe we're going to get that this year, partly because Dog Day Afternoon was 1975. This is the 50th anniversary. So films like that, we should be seeing a 4K release this year of that film, but we shall see. Also, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, also 1975 film. So yeah, Your favorite films from 1975, some of those might be getting 4K releases here this year. Waiting for the Sale. 70s New York is also Annie Hall in Manhattan. Yes. I second that about Dog Day Afternoon. Yes. Would love to see Dead Presidents on Criterion. Yeah, that would be, yes. That we shall see. We shall see. 70s New York City movies look amazing in 4K. 100%. I just love it. It's like a time capsule, 3 Days of the Condor comes to mind as well. Cool. Awesome. 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 So yeah, I want to get caught up on those wonderful comments. Now let us get to the next 4K edition of Two Women on the Run in some beautiful, beautiful southwestern topography as they're on the open road. Susan Sarandon and Gina Davis, Thelma and Louise, 4K. This is one of the best looking 4Ks on the market, folks, in my opinion. This is a film from Ridley Scott, one of my favorite films from Ridley Scott. I know he's got Blade Runner out there. I know he's got Alien. I know those are amazing films, and they are, but I love Thelma and Louise. I love me some Thelma and Louise. This is spine 1180 in the Criterion Collection. And of course, this has a early career appearance from Brad Pitt. This is a groundbreaking feminist road movie. Thelma and Louise is a thrilling, emotional journey led by powerhouse performances from Susan Sarandon and Gina Davis. Ridley Scott's sweeping cinematography makes the open road feel both liberating and ominous. This 4K edition highlights the film's breathtaking landscapes and rich colors while preserving its gritty texture. Now, Brad Pitt's role as the drifter JD was originally offered to William Baldwin, who turned it down. Pitt's career skyrocketed after his performance. So it's one of those cases, we hear a lot of those stories where, the role was originally intended for this person, this other person got it, and that's one of the cases here with Thelma and Louise. But this film is amazing. This 4K looks so good. I mean, the way Ridley Scott's team shot this movie, chef's kiss. This film looks incredible on the 4K format. And Susan Sarandon, I got some sticky stuff on here. Anyway, Susan Sarandon and Gina Davis are amazing in this film. And what more can I say? This is one of Ridley Scott's best films. It is an experience that I highly recommend. And I did a review of this one as well on this channel. I did a review of all of these in my top 10 on this channel. Definitely check out Thelma and Louise on 4K Ultra HD. It is a must-have for I'm talking to you, your collection. It's a must-have. Check it out. Let me get some more of my tea. It's gotten a little lukewarm on me, but it's still good. All right, so what are y'all thinking? What are y'all thinking about this list so far? I've got down to my last 2. I've gone through 8. I've done the 5 honorable mentions. Would you agree that these are must-haves in a 4K Criterion Collection? That if you're a new collector, you're wondering what are some great banger titles that I should add to my collection, you can't miss with these. Would you agree with that? What are some of your recommendations for 4K titles as I get ready to go to the last 2? But of course, before I do the last 2, we have our second giveaway that we will have here. And of course, we'll once again play the quiz music. And we'll have a quiz question where you will get a chance to win one of these 2 Criterion Blu-rays. I'm in the frame here. Paris, Texas, or 8.5. 2 great films. You'll have your choice of one of those titles. And I'll go ahead and put the question up. The question involves the film that we just got finished talking about, Thelma and Louise. So in 3, 2, 1, here's the question. What is the make and model of the 1966 car Susan Sarandon and Gina Davis drive in Thelma and Louise? Put it in the comments section, the make and model. Make and model. The first person who does gets your choice. make and model. Make and model. I need the make and the model, folks. Not just the model, the make and the model. Oh, okay. I believe I have a winner. So let me show the answer. The answer a 1966 Ford Thunderbird convertible. 1966 Ford is the make. The model is Thunderbird. So Ford Thunderbird. And let's see who came in here. We had G101 as our winner. He said Thunderbird. And then he said Ford shortly thereafter. So we added Ford within that same minute before anyone else came with Ford Thunderbird. So G101 is our winner. So G, congratulations to you. And let us know which one, drop in the chat, which one of these do you want? Do you want 8.5 on Blu-ray or do you want Paris, Texas on Blu-ray? Let us know which one you want in this comments. Everybody give a congratulations to G101. Congratulations to G101 and 007. And G101 says 8.5. 8.5, excellent choice. This is a wonderful film by Federico Fellini, stars Marcello Mastroianni. This is a wonderful film. I love films that are about the filmmaking process, and this is a filmmaker who is going through a bit of a a crisis in his life. So as he's making this film that he's making, so you get to really kind of walk in the shoes of a filmmaker. Great film from 1963 from Federico Fellini. Of course, I feature Fellini here in the background, Essential Fellini. 8.5 is included in this Fellini set. This is the single edition release. It is 140, Spine 140 in the collection. And I'll be sending this Blu-ray out to you very soon, G101. Hit me up on Instagram and with that you won, that you are G101, and just send me the information as to where to send it, and I'll look forward to getting it out to you. So we have some congratulations. Congrats, GT101. Julian says congrats. G101 says been meaning to check out 8.5 for a minute. I appreciate you. I appreciate you for joining this stream and everyone for joining the stream. But yeah, congratulations to G101. The answer again was a 1966 Ford Thunderbird convertible. All right. So with that, we have given away these two wonderful Blu-rays. This one will go over to 007. This will go to G101. Looking forward to getting those out to you all. And now I will share my last two titles, do a wrap up, and then it'll be time to, see if I want to pop in Alice, Sweet Alice, or go to bed. I'll have to figure that out. So let's go to the last two titles here. This title here, you got a little bit of a sneak peek of it because with that announcement with that Criterion put out in 2021 about when they were starting to put films out on 4K, the very first title they put out on 4K is an all-time classic, and it is Citizen Kane. Citizen Kane, folks, this is one of the all-time great films. And this is, of course, a film that really doesn't need much of an introduction. It's this film revolutionized cinema with its deep, focused cinematography, non-linear storytelling, and bold visual style. Orson Welles was in his directorial debut. He crafted one of the most influential films of all time. And part of what makes that extraordinary is the fact that he was only 24 years old or 25 years old when he directed this film. And it's one of the all-time great films, considered by many to be the greatest film ever made. If you ask me if that's the case, I would say I don't know if I would go that far. I would, though, say that this is definitely one of the most influential films that's ever been made, and it is an extraordinary film. Whether you think it is the best ever made, I mean, who can say? But is this an amazing film? Absolutely. Is it one of my favorite films? It's not in my top 25, but it is definitely up there for me. It is a film that I love, that I enjoy, and that I deeply respect. This is an incredible edition from Criterion. When you look at all the special features, this is a stacked edition from a special feature standpoint. The 4K picture looks absolutely solid. It is the last physical media release you'll ever need of this film, this all-time classic film. The only downside of this package, I'll just go ahead and say it, is that a lot of people are not a fan of the packaging of this release. And that's something you just sort of, I would recommend you just kind of just get past. The packaging of this release, does leave a little bit to be desired. It doesn't really bother me as much, but I know a lot of people are not a huge fan of the way that this edition is packaged, but I'm perfectly fine with it. I'm perfectly fine with it based upon the film being on 4K, having that Dolby Vision treatment, looking absolutely amazing, and having all these special features and feeling like I have the complete package of this film in this edition. I'm very happy with this. And this is one of those cases where I never took advantage of the disc replacement program. I still have the original Blu-ray that came in here that apparently had whatever issue it had. I looked at it several times and I couldn't really see what the issue was. And I was fine with it because ultimately I got this for the 4K, and I was very happy with that picture. Looks amazing. One of the great films of all time. And I'm happy to have Citizen Kane on 4K. And this is an edition that I think you should have in your collection. Great film, unless you just don't like black and white films. It doesn't matter how good the film is. You're not into black and white or classic films. Okay, if that's the case, then pass on it. But if you're open to learning more about cinema and learning about one of the great influential films of cinema, highly recommend Citizen Kane. Great film. Orson Welles, Joseph Cotton, even stars. His mom is played by Agnes Moorehead, who, of course, for those of us who are Bewitched fans, Agnes Moorehead played in Dora, the mother of Elizabeth Montgomery's Samantha in that TV series. Samantha, Darren, and Dora, Uncle Arthur, all of those. Just a great show. But yeah, Citizen Kane is amazing. You see Agnes Moorehead 20 years before she appeared as Endora in Bewitched in Citizen Kane. Which then brings us to the last film, the 10th film. And this is a film that is one of the all-time great noir films. I mean, this film is the granddaddy of film noir. It's from Billy Wilder. Whew. And folks, it is Double Indemnity. I apologize for the Y appearing on the next line. I'm sorry about that. But this is a 1944 film from director Billy Wilder. And this is, if you're wondering, hey, I've never really watched a lot of noir films. Can you recommend a good noir title for me? Here you go, right here. This is it, right here. Right here. This is it. This is the granddaddy of all noir films. This is from 1944. It's Billy Wilder, stars Fred MacMurray, Barbara Stanwyck, Edward G. Robinson, the three people that you see pictured up here. Masterful film. This is a noir film of all noir films. It is one of the greatest film noirs ever made. It really set the template for the genre. It has moody cinematography, femme fatales. Barbara Stanwyck is stunning in this film, and a doomed protagonist. Billy Wilder's razor-sharp direction and dialogue, alongside Fred MacMurray and Barbara Stanwyck's electric performances, make this essential viewing. Edward G. Robinson is also amazing in this film. It's basically a film about an insurance agent who's named Walter Neff, played by Fred MacMurray. basically gets involved with this woman, Barbara Stanwyck, who is tired of her husband and wants to be rid of him. And so they plot together an insurance fraud scheme. Um, and it's just a very interesting film. Very well made. The dialogue is amazing. The story and the pacing is amazing. And this 4K package from Criterion is excellent. This 4K picture looks great. You get Dolby Vision HDR with this 4K picture. It looks amazing. It just puts a fresh coat of paint, so to speak. That may not be a good way to describe it, but it just brings this film to the next level of picture fidelity over the old Blu-ray editions. Just an amazing film. Double Indemnity is one of the all-time great noir films. It is highly, highly recommended. It is spine 1126, and I highly recommend it for your collection. So with that, I'm going to hold up these 10, probably not in the order that I showed them, but here they are. These are the 10. Now these are 10, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, these are the 10 4Ks that I highly recommend. Blowout, Raging Bull, Shaft, Thelma and Louise, Citizen Kane, Double Indemnity, The Piano, La Haine, Risky Business, and Mulholland Drive. These are the 4Ks that I would say you absolutely should have in your collection. But I want to know in the comment section what you think. What are your top Criterion Collection recommendations? If someone stops you on the street and they say, I need some absolute cannot miss Criterion 4K recommendations for my collection, I'm just getting started, or I only have a few titles, what are some that you would recommend? What titles would you tell them to go get? Now, let me go here to the comments section. Now, see what you all think, and we'll wrap it up. So let's see. 007 says, fellow congrats, G101. See, Ray says, Citizen Kane may be the most influential movie of all time. No argument from me on that. It's a classic for a reason, for sure. Yeah, 100%. You know, I do think when you get into the whole, it's the greatest film ever, it's the best, you know, some of that is a lot of hyperbole. I wouldn't go that far. But I would say it's an extraordinary film. I love it. I'm just blown away every time I see it. It is just an absolutely amazing film. I just saw Double Indemnity in theater recently. Amazing film. Double Indemnity is amazing. Yes, Double Indemnity is a great movie. 100%. 100%. I love a good noir film, and it just doesn't get better than Double Indemnity. I got Double Indemnity in the last sale. Definitely the best noir film. It's definitely up there for sure. Awesome film. In a Lonely Place. In a Lonely Place, also amazing film. You're also mentioning here, Slowhand, Sunset Boulevard. Now, let me talk about that for a minute. Sunset Boulevard came out in 1950, 75 years ago. So be on the lookout. Let's keep our radar open for an announcement from somebody about a 75th anniversary edition of Sunset Boulevard. The Third Man, my copy of The Third Man Steelbook is on its way. I need to get an update on when it's coming. It could come maybe Monday or Tuesday. Ray Flood said, oh, and what was that other one you mentioned? Yeah, The Third Man. Okay, awesome films. Yes, indeed, Slowhand. Ray says, I'm going to recommend Paper Moon. Paper Moon is a good one. It's a really, really good one. I really enjoyed seeing that for the first time. I'm going to recommend Paper Moon. I recommend the Bruce Lee set. That's a good one. Great choices there, James. Thank you, Gungshi. I do appreciate it. I appreciate you. Definitely getting Risky Business. Can't go wrong with that one. William says, hopefully the 24-hour sale is on Monday the 24th. We shall see. We shall see. I think, again, like I said, we'll know if that's going to happen probably by tomorrow if we get that email for the $10 coupon. So we shall see. Two upcoming 4Ks I'm looking forward to are Some Like It Hot and With Nail and I. Don't own them yet. Okay. And I've not seen With Nail and I yet. But yeah, so folks, I hope you all enjoyed this top 10 must Criterion titles. Let me know in the comments section below what you all think of these recommendations. And I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your night. And definitely look forward to hearing the conversation in the comment section. Also, let us know what you are watching. What are you seeing in theaters? Also, let us know, what do you think about next week's Academy Awards? Could an upcoming Criterion Collection 4K win Best Picture? Could Mikey Madison win an award? We shall see. Will Sean Baker win next Best Director? I know Honora is up for a number of awards, so we shall see if that does well. The Substance, I was blown away seeing that the other week. That's really good. So let us know what you think about the Academy Awards. Just let us know all goodness that you're thinking about in the movie space in the comment section below. And as always, thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you next time at the movies. Peace. God bless and good night.